Yeah, what it do, baby? Thank you for liking, subscribing, watching, going to the Vegeta Saiyan Army Facebook group and joining. We're trying to make Vegeta great again over there, but today I want to talk about Pilaf in the Championship Tournament Set 10 only format. The deck is in the description. Click on it, copy it to your Shenron's lair, move it around, see what I did, see what you would change, net deck it, do whatever you want. Here it is. Pilaf is actually pretty awesome. It's super stormy. I want to talk to you guys about it really quickly. When this card attacks, you draw one card. When your life is at 4 or less, or you have 3 or more battle cards in play, you may switch to energy to active mode and flip them over. On the backside, Pilaf, Shu, and Mai assemble. When this card attacks, you draw one. And this is awesome, by the way. Once per main, activate main once per turn, right? You choose 3 of your battle cards. It doesn't say red. Remember that. And place them in their owner's drop areas. Then choose 1 of your red unison cards and it gains triple attack for the turn, right? Okay. So let's go into the deck. So really quickly, let me talk about the least obvious stuff. Let me just zoom in here. Cool. Okay, so one of the plays that I like doing, because remember, you can remove battle cards with the leader effect. You can also remove them with Pilaf's Castle. However, Pilaf's Castle can only remove red battle cards, right? So when you play Pilaf's Castle, you drop 2 cards and you draw 3, right? For 1 energy, that's obviously good. And in Activate Main, you put it to rest mode, just like Planet M2 back in the day. And then you choose one of your red battle cards and you place it in the drop area, right? And then you choose one of your battle cards and it gets 5,000 for the turn. Doesn't matter, but check it out though. So it doesn't say once per turn, but Pilaf's Castle is obviously once per turn because you gotta switch it sideways. So okay, so the coolest thing to do in this deck is Mercenary Tau is 15,000 unique. And it's critical, right? So, activate main. If your leader card is red and you have 3 or more non-token battle cards in play, you can just play this card from your hand and it gains critical for the turn. It has unique. So let's go over here to Bardock the Resolute. Double strike, unique. If your leader card is red, when your opponent's life is added to their hand or placed in a drop area by a skill, you may play this card from your hand. By the way, ruling says even if they take a life from battle. Like if you swing with leader and they take that 1 life, you can play Bardock. Auto once per turn. If your opponent uses a counter skill, he just stands up when you do that. So you want to swing with him first, so that when you swing with the other cards, if they negate at any point, you can activate them. Because if you swing with him last and they use a negate on the way there, then you're not gonna plus off of the Bardock. But check it out. Okay, let's say you have 3 battle cards in play, right? Because you're going to have a bunch of these 1-drops in play, which I'm going to go into a minute, but I'm going to go into the non-obvious stuff first, in case you guys didn't know about this or whatever. Start of the turn, you have 3 cards in play, you play Mercenary Tau, and then you can swing with Tau, KO him with Pilaf's Castle, and then you still have 3 battle cards in play, just play another Tau. And then obviously, if you have a 3rd Tau in hand, you can you can use the leader ability to KO the Tau amongst other cards. But you can do this with Bardock as well because he's got unique. But like, let's say right that in the beginning of the turn, you swing with leader, it lands, play the Bardock. Okay, swing with the Bardock. Use leader effect to KO the Bardock. Right. The Bardock leaves, and then you start with Tau. Then you can play a Tau, swing with a Tau, KO him with Pilaf's Castle, play another Tau. So like, obviously you need 2 Taus or 2 Bardocks in hand, but we're running them at 4 for that reason. Just because those guys can just come in for free, and Pilaf's Castle and the leader effect can KO them, so you can have like 4 free swings on any given turn. I mean, Bardock can proc turn 1. So just remember, Pilaf's Castle KOs only a red card, and the leader can KO 3 of anything. So you have to time this right. There's a lot of things to think about, right? First of all, Bardock. He comes in when you deal a life. That means that you want to swing with leader first or something on board so you can deal the life, right? Then you play Bardock, but then you want to swing with Bardock next so that if there's a counter anywhere, you can just like untap him on plus. And then you have to remember that you can't really use the leader effect to KO 3 things because you want to use the Tau shit as well, right? So when you use the leader's effect, you want to get rid of Bardock and the first Tau you played, and then one more card, because you still want 3 cards on board for your second Tau. Anyway, it's not as complicated as it sounds. I'm sure I'm butchering it, but I hope I gave you guys this really cool play that Pilaf can do. And again, everything here is only set 10 cards. It's very cool. So let's go into the deck, the regular deck, right? I just love that play, by the way, so much. He can KO the Taos and the Bardock, and then you can just play more for the rest of the turn. Anyway, we're running the 1-drops, Shu, Mai's, and Pilaf's. So the Mai, when this card is played, you look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck and add up to 1 Earthling card with an energy cost of 4 or less among them. Add them to your hand. This guy is really cool because he, for free, activate main. You can place it in the drop area, and then you choose 1 Pilaf or Mai with 2 or less energy and play it, right? And it's from the hand. So that's going to proc any of these 3 down here, right? Which I'm running at 3 of. Some people run them at like 2, and that's fine because they play from the deck. But let's go to the Pilaf 1-drop here. When this card is played, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck and add up to 1 red unison card with a specified cost of 4 or less. Or 1 red Earthling card with an energy cost of 4 or less, among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Alright, so you want to play these guys early on, right? And obviously they get you these guys, and then you're going to use Shu's ability to play one of these guys, the Mai or the Pilaf. And then once you play them, all of them, basically, when you play them from the hand with Shu's effect or Hardcast, they look through the deck and they play one of the Pilaf or the Shu, right? So Mai plays Pilaf and Shu, Pilaf plays Shu and Mai, Shu plays Pilaf or Mai. They look for the other 2, basically. So when you play Mai, you can choose up to 1 Pilaf or Shu, right, from the deck, and it plays it. And it's only when you play it from hand. So these 3 guys, basically, when you play one from hand, it'll play one of the other, right, from the deck. And you play it for free with Shu, and then you could always just tap 2 energy and play the other one, doesn't matter. So this is just like a really free, I mean, you're swinging twice for 15k, right? And then these guys flood the board pretty easily, pretty early, and I love that. So it's just really cool. Usually I just win games by just bringing out free Taos, free Bardocks. We're using the Bulma, our Adventuring Super Combo. If there's 8 life, if your leader card is red and you and your opponent have a total of 8 or less life, when this card is used in the combo area, draw 1. And if it's your turn, you can play 1 Earthling card with energy cost of 1 from your hand and play it. So I place one of the 1-drops again. So you can do this to play the Tau for free. You can do a lot of things with that. The Goku's at 2 off just because it's really good. You can play it and it just gives you 2 attacks. Once per turn, you can add a card from your life when he attacks. And as long as you're not attacking a leader card, it just swings to active mode. So he swings for 15k twice. It's kind of cool. As long as the first attack isn't to a leader. And then the second one can be. For the Unison, we're running the Sin Shenron permanent. All of your red cards can attack cards in active mode. You choose the plus one is you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and minus 15k them. That's really good against the Ginyu matchup. The minus 2 though is you can look at your opponent's hand and grab something with 25 power or less and discard it. It's really good. Giving it triple attack with the leader is pretty awesome because he's 20k already. We're running Yamcha Merciless Barrage, which is the free counterplay for red. When you play it, 2 cards get 15k or less. You counterplay it, 2 of the cards in your opponent's side gets 15 or less. Really cool. And then here we have the 4-drops. The 4-drop and a 6-drop, I mean. So this is cool. The 4-drop Pilaf Machine Ostrich form, it's a blocker for 20k. Active main 2 energy. You send 1 Pilaf and 1 Shoe from a drop area to the Warp, and you can play this guy for 2 energy, right? When this card is played, you neg something 25,000. But he can also come in because of the 6 drop. When this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, you choose the Ostrich form from your hand, drop area, or deck, so anywhere, and play it. Then shuffle your deck if you looked through it. By the way, this is only on an opponent's skill, not off of your own skills that KO shit, unfortunately, because that would be so busted. For 3 energy, you can send a Pilaf, a Mai, and a Shoe from your drop area to your Warp, and you can play this card for 3 energy. So if you do this, right? So basically, you want to use a leader effect, take KO those 3 guys, set them to the drop. The Unison gets triple attack. Then you play this guy, and he gets triple attack, right? And then remember, so that's 6 attacks after, like, the Bardock the Resolute swings and the General Tao swings. Like, you're gonna be swinging turn 3 to 4. Because remember, the leader untaps 2 energy, so you can like extend a lot of these plays a lot. This deck swings a lot. This deck is nasty. I tell you guys, I'm only showing you guys the decks that I think are really good. I think Samasu's really good, but I think he dies to like Pilaf and Ginyu. But Ginyu and Pilaf are both really good as well. Go watch my Ginyu deck, which I now think might be the best deck. Ginyu might be the best with Pilaf in a set 10 only format. So go check out my Ginyu deck, go check out my Pilaf deck. I'm going to make one for Samasu because I still think Samasu is really strong. I made one for Green Goku. Green Goku's still really strong. Go check that video out. But dude, guys, that play, by the way, I'm so shocked. Like, as I'm playing the deck, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was just thinking, like, you can do a lot of crazy shit with this deck. The plays with Mercenary Tao, the plays with Bardock the Resolute, let's go into the sideboard here. So, for the sideboard, we're running the Burning Slash at 3. For the mirror match, it doesn't negate the attack, but when you use Burning Impact, it's called Burning Impact. When you use it, you go to your opponent's drop area, and you can take cards from the drop area out. So if you're playing against a mirror match, if you're playing against Green Goku, who needs shit in the drop, if you're playing against Green Frieza, which is a really good deck, you can take their Dodorias, which is like the bread and butter of the Frieza deck, and just take it out of the drop. So, counterattack. Shuffle 2 battle cards from your opponent's drop area into their deck. And if you have a Unison card in play, you can do it for free, right? Again, Dodoria is the bread and butter of Frieza. You can do it to them. You can do it to a Pilaf's deck, right? You can get the Shoes and Amais out of the drop. This card's just really good, especially in the set 10 format. Wolfang Fist, it's a counter attack that negs something 15k, ignoring barrier. Pardon me, but it's gotta be the attacking card or leader, and it negs at 15k, and you can do it for free if there's a Unison on board. Master Roshi Martial Virtuoso. It's a counterplay for 1 that makes it so your opponent can't attack with anything that's 25,000 or more for the turn. Situational. It's a good sideboard card though. If you guys have room to put this on the main board, you could, because it's kind of awesome. It's the Bunny Girl into the Yamcha combo. Basically, when an Earthling is removed by an opponent's skill, you can play Bulma, the Bunny Girl, and then she brings out Yamcha, the Desert Hyena, and he's busted as well. He's going to be a 30k because your leader is red. And when he's attacking, if your opponent activates a counter skill, you can just stand him up once per turn. And when he KOs someone, he gets 10,000 more power and triple strike, so he's really cool. You can add it to the main if you have room. And then if you're playing against something like Shu, or if you're playing against something that needs removal like Ginyu, you can bring in the Secret Identity Mass Saiyan. He's an Overwhelm 6, and he KOs battle cards in your opponent's field that equal up to 6 energy or less, and that's really useful. So that's the sideboard. Go into the deck, copy it, make it your own. Maybe you want to switch a little bit, maybe you want to change a few things, no big deal. But guys, this deck is so cool. Pilaf and Ginyu were like the most fun. And again, I don't like making deck profile. This is why I don't make deck profiles, and this is why I waited for the Pilaf one, because I didn't want to just show you the Pilaf deck and and whatever. I wanted to play it first to understand it, and now that I did, I totally get why Pilaf is cool. You guys should be playing Pilaf and Ginyu. Um, when you read a card, man, when you read a set, you don't know how good it is until you play it, you know. And I encourage you guys, when a set comes out, just test the decks, you know, before you say Pilaf is bad or Ginyu is bad, because Ginyu and Pilaf look pretty bad. And hey, somebody at Gen Con topped with Ginyu just now, like not set 10 format, like regular format, and I'm pretty sure somebody did with Pilaf too. Like if you add non-set 10 cards to this deck, it's pretty disgusting. If you want to go to, by the way, every card in this deck is less than $1, besides Sin Shenron. If you want to make this deck like hella like if you want to make it for your set 10 championships and you want to make it cheap, just use the Vegeta Unison instead of the Sin Shenron, because that one's like less than $1 as well. And the deck doesn't lose much of an edge. If anything, Vegeta's cheaper to play. This deck is awesome. Please play it. I'm shocked at how cool it was, because I was one of the people that was like, really, another Pilaf leader? But playing it, it's so free. It's so cool. It's really free, yo. Like Tau and Bardock, like that play is awesome. How would you guys run the deck? Do you guys like the version I did? Would you guys run less Taus, less Bardocks? Am I playing it wrong anyway? It's a 3 to 4, turn 3 to 4 kill. Am I doing anything different than what you would do? How would you run the deck? Tell me how you do it. I hope you guys have fun with the August championships. Thank you for liking, subscribing, for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.